For the second day, Sydney has been thrown into total chaos.
Today took me 2 hours to get here from Liverpool. Yesterday was 3. It's horrendous. I mean, wouldn't we all love a pay rise? But we, got to consider other people.
Nearly 2,000 train services were cancelled yesterday due to industrial action. Then, last night, wild weather hit. Storms causing widespread power outages across the state. If that wasn't enough, as the rain continued today, so did the cancellations, with at least another 600 train services stopped. Commuters have had enough.
So I thought maybe I should work at home. It's possibly a bad decision to come in.
It's about 1 hour.
How long does it usually take?
It's usually take only 15 to 20 minutes.
From Parramatta to here, it was really long travel. Yeah, I need to go to the job right now. I'm so late. I don't have charging my phone. Oh, it's really bad.
Today, the New South Wales government lodged an application with the Fair Work Commission to stop the union's paralysing work bans. The Commission intervened, putting a temporary stop to the industrial action.
This industrial dispute has gone on long enough. When the union says negotiations, what they really mean is that they're going to continue to put a noose around the public transport system while demanding more and more and more money from the New South Wales government.
It's a shame that it's got to this point. It seems that the Premier and the Transport Minister and the government are doing everything they can other than sitting at the negotiating table and bargaining with their rail workers.
For 8 months, the New South Wales government has been negotiating the terms of a new pay deal with 7 different unions that represent thousands of Sydney train employees. Workers want a 32% pay rise over the next 4 years. Late last month, negotiations stalled, and the unions warned industrial action was inevitable.
Sydney Trains knew about it for weeks.
This week's disruptions were the culmination of numerous ongoing work bans. One of the groups involved is the Electrical Trades Union. Its members refused to operate padlocks and locking mechanisms, which the government says prevented much-needed maintenance work. That coincided with separate planned action by the Rail, Tram and Bus Union, which ordered drivers to slow down trains.
The government's known about these industrial actions since Christmas. Did it really have to come to this?
Unfortunately, it did. Any reasonable person would look at the course of the last few months and see the government has bent over backwards to get a good, fair outcome for rail workers in New South Wales. But endless industrial action that smashes the New South Wales economy and makes life unbearable for families in New South Wales is intolerable and cannot go on.
The state government had offered a pay rise of 15% over 4 years. The deadline to respond has now passed.
Sometimes I can't go out and buy the amount of groceries that I was intending to buy because I don't have that money in my pocket.
Nisa Parsons has been a maintenance depot cleaner with Sydney Railway for nearly 2 decades. She's on an annual full-time salary of $55,000.
I just find it very fulfilling. You come in and you get gratification of seeing something go from a mess to nice and clean and knowing that you're sending something back out into service, hygienic and sanitised for the public.
Do you support the industrial action?
Absolutely, absolutely I support it. We need to take this to get a pay rise. We're living paycheck to paycheck.
Nisa says she understands commuters' frustration, but the work bans are worth it.
Absolutely. I wouldn't want to disadvantage anyone. But if this is the only way that we can get the government to come and talk to us and come and have reasonable talks, understand our perspective and give us a decent offer, a livable offer, then I think that's what's needed.
What's your responsibility in terms of what commuters are going through?
We take our share of the blame, but This isn't squarely on the unions. The Premier needs to look in his own backyard, needs to look at Transport for New South Wales, which is an overweight bureaucracy which really isn't doing what it needs to be doing, and it needs to start running the railway like it should be.
Whether the union can continue its industrial action long term will be debated next week when the matter returns to the Fair Work Commission. On its part, the union is ready to fight.
Our industrial action theoretically could extend all the way until September this year. We don't want it to continue. We don't want it to continue for months. Our members don't like taking industrial action, but it's the only tool in our toolbox that will force the government to come and talk to us and to resolve this dispute.